Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. In previous video, I've already shown you the quick overview of attendance management system. From this video onwards, we are going to start the development of attendance management system. So in the current video, we are going to see how to design the login page, and we are going to develop all the utility methods which we are going to require throughout the project development. So let's quickly start with that. So first thing what we have to do is we have to create a new project. For that, we have to go to the file and select new project. Over here you have to search for Java with and inside that you have to select the Java application. Click on next, and over here you have to select use dedicated folder for the storing libraries. So click on this one and give it a name, whatever name you want to give. So I'm going to give it attendance management system BD. Click on finish. It will create a new project for you. So here our new project is created. So in this particular file, we don't have to do any modification. So let's close this one. Inside this, I'm going to create certain packages which are required by us. So right click on this, select one Java package. I'm going to create one package that is named Tau. Click on finish. After this, I need another package. That will be forms. So whatever the forms we create, that will reside under this particular folder so that we can uniquely identify it. After this, we need another folder that is to store images. After this, I need another package that is to store utility files. Utility basically means all the common logics, whatever we are going to write, that will be needed in the multiple JFrame fonts that we will be kept inside this particular folder. So let's create this one. After this, another one is QR code. So whatever QR codes we will be generating, that we are going to put inside this one. So QR codes. After this, we need another inside this utility. I'm going to keep another images folder. That images we are going to use for the different form backgrounds. So right click on this one, Java package, and let me give it a name, images. Hit enter, and here you can see this, there is a utility.images folder is there. I also need one utility. Okay. Inside this one, right click on this, create a Java class, and we will create this one inside utility. Let me remove this one, and the class name will be BD utility. Hit enter. This will create a utility file for us. So after some time, we are going to start the development of this one. First thing what we will do is we will create a new form. So select this one, click on new, select JFrame form. Inside this one, give it a name that is login. Hit enter, and it will create a form like this. After this, what we have to do is we have to right click on this, go to properties, go to code, and you have to select this one, generated center. It means that whenever you open this particular form, it will open in the center. After this, we have to set the size. So size for this one is 635, 506. You can set the size as per your choice. After this, copy this one, go to properties, and I'm going to set the maximum and minimum size as the same and close it. Here you can see this. Now it's automatically this form has been resized. Right click on this, go to properties. Another thing what we have to do is we have to remove the form border. So if I go over here, right click on this and run the file, in that case, you will see it is running. Now here you can see this, we have a maximum and minimum option, but I don't want these options. So I want to remove this particular stuff. So how to do that? Go to design, right click on this, go to properties, and you have to check this one, undecorated. Click on this and close this one. Now go to source, right click on this and run file. And here you can see this, we don't have any form border name, and even the controls also has been removed. So let me just stop this one for now. what we will do is we will manually put the cross button over there. So let me move back over here, right click on this, go to palettes, search for button, drag and drop it over here, change the variable name to btn exit, hit enter, right click on this, edit text, change this one to text simply, and minimize this and little bit maximize like this one as per your choice. After this, we can increase the font for this one. So click on this, select bold, 12. Let's try this one. And here you can see this. Now this one is looking better. Next thing what we have to do is we have to double click on this and this will generate a btn exit action perform. Inside this one, what we will do is we will simply type system.exit 0. It means that it will close whole application, whatever it's running, because it's the root application. Because whenever we open our application, the login page will be first opened, and if we try to close it, then whole application should be closed. So let me try this one. Right click on this, and here we can see this. We have this one. Let me click on this, and here you can see this. This one is closed. Next thing what we have to do is we have to add the design over here. So for that, I need few labels. Right, drag and drop another. Okay, let me remove one. Edit text, and this one will be attendance. Hit enter. Change the properties for this one. Right click on go to properties. Change this one to bold 24. Click on OK. We need larger than this one. 48. Okay, close. Yeah. This one is good. Copy and paste it once again. Drag it below this one. Management system. You can change the font as per your choice. For now, I'm going to keep it as it is. Next thing what we have to do is we have to drag another few labels. Drag and drop it over here. Change the text to email. And set the properties for this one. So select this one. Plain 14. Click on OK. Close it. Copy and paste it once again. Right click on this one, change edit text to password, hit enter. After this, we need one text field and one password field. So let me drag and drop it over here. The other one is password field is required. So let me quickly drag and drop it over here. Let me make this one larger, 191, this one also 191. Let's quickly increase the font size for these two. So click on properties, go over here, change this one, select 18 or 14, whatever choice is, and click on bold and click on OK. It will look something like this. Next thing what we need is we need one button. So let me quickly drag and drop one button over here. And let me quickly change the text for this one to login. And let's quickly change the variable name. So that is btn login. Right click, go to properties, increase the font size, bold to 14, click on OK, close it, and increase the button size as per your choice. Now save it. Next thing, we have to remove the text, whatever written inside this one. So let me clear this. Right click out and click on edit text and clear this one and hit enter. Next thing, we have to make these all fonts, this one, and this one as white. Why? Because we are going to set a background which is in dark shade, that is black. So if we put this particular stuff in white, then we won't be able to, if we put this one in the black, then we won't be able to read anything. So let me click on this one and select white and click on OK and close. Here you can see this. Now it is not visible over here, but we are going to write the generic code which is going to set the background image directly through the code, not from here. Earlier we have seen that whenever we drag and drop the images, we face difficulties in adjusting those images. We have to resize as per the form, but we are going to write a generic code which will automatically resize the image as per your font size. So let's quickly dive into it. So go to BD utility over here, and first thing what I'm going to do is put all the images, whatever I'm required, into this utility images. So I have already opened the folder. So I will copy these two, move back over here and paste it. I will provide all the images, whatever the jars I'm going to use throughout the project, so that you can develop with me. Okay. So another thing, let me quickly add the jars also. Right click on this, add jars / folders. Let me quickly cancel this one, add libraries, no. Add jar and folders. What we have to do is we have to go to that specific path, this PCF, and I will select all the jars which are required. You can download the jar from the description of this particular video. Click on OK. And here you can see this, all the jars has been added to this particular project. So these all jars basically required to develop this project. So let me quickly minimize this one. And in the BD utility, first thing what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one method to set the image into the background of the form. So let's quickly do that. Public static void, and I'm going to give it a name, set image, and this one is going to accept JFrame form frame, and another thing, it's going to accept the image path. Another thing, it's going to accept the new height. Suppose I have added an image that is of 600 by 600 image size, but I want to stretch this to 1280 multiply by 760. So in that case, we have to use this particular stuff. So new width and int new height you want to give to the image. The quality will not be compromised, so just stay tuned. So add import for this one. After this, what we have to do is okay. Inside this method, what we have to do is first we will handle it into the try catch block, so that if anything goes wrong, we can easily rectify it. Exception EX, format it. Inside this one, if anything goes wrong, simply I will print into the console. So ex.print start please. Inside this one, first thing what I will do is I will create a buffer image object. Buffered image, and this is the original image which we are going to fetch, is equal to image IO. We are going to read that particular image dot read, and where this particular file is present, where this inside this BD, if we get the path for this BD utility, so the path of this BD utility is what? Utility, and inside this utility we have the images folder. So whenever we are going to call this particular image, if you want to get that image, if we get the path till utility, and after that we have to simply pass /images/ the file name. So we will have to get the utility path as well. So that we can get directly by typing bd utility dot class dot get resource as stream. Inside this one, I need to simply pass the path. So this path will be nothing but images path will be nothing but is equal to /images/abc1 dot JPG. So we have to pass, while calling this method, we have to simply pass this much. Why? Because the path till utility will be fetched with the help of this one only. And when we call this get resource as stream, so it will detect into the current package. Okay, let me quickly remove this one. After this, we will resize the image. So buffered image, resized image, resized image is equal to new buffered image. Into this one, I have to pass the new width, height, and the RGB type. So here you can see this. The first one we have to select. Into this one, we have already passed new width, new height, and inside this one, we have to pass buffered image dot type underscore int underscore RGB. Next thing what we have to do is we have to resize this image. So resized image dot create graphics dot draw image. We have to use this particular one. Into this one we will pass the original image. And next thing what we will call is original image dot get scaled instance, and to this one we will pass new width, new height, and the scale type. For that one I will pass simply image dot, and we will pass scale, not image IO, image dot scale smooth. And after this we will pass xform, and this one is 0, 0, null. Now close this. Control Alt F to format. Sorry, Alt Shift F to format. Let me quickly minimize this one so that you can see the complete code. Okay. Next thing, what we have to do is we have to create an image icon object. So image icon, background image, image is equal to new image icon. Into this one we will pass a resized image. Now what we will do is we'll move back here, click on this one and add import for Java X Swing image icon. Double click on this and here you can see this. Now the error is gone. Next thing what we have to do is we have to create a JLabel object. So JLabel Java Swing, and into this one I'm going to set the name background label is equal to new JLabel, and into this one we have to pass the background image. Here you can see this, the error is gone. Next thing what we have to do is we have to set the background label dot set bounds, and this is a rectangular shape. So 0 start from 0, x is 0 and y is also 0, and till new width comma new height. Now format this one. After this, now our image is ready. Next thing what we have to do is we have to simply get the frame dot get content pane dot add, and into this one we have to add the background label comma border layout to center, border layout dot center. And next thing what we have to do is we have to simply call frame dot validate. So this frame, whatever frame, in which frame or JFrame form you want to set the image, that we are passing. So after creating and resizing the image, we are setting that particular into this frame background. Next thing, I'm going to write another few methods that are required to open the forms and to write a generic code so that forms can be opened only once. If that form is previously opened state, in that case what we will do is we will bring that particular form to the front. So for that what I'm going to do is I'm going to create one private static hash map, and it's of type string comma JFrame. Forms map is equal to new hash map. Okay. After this, what we will do is we will simply type public static void, and I'm going to give it a name, open form. And to this one, we have to pass the form name, which form you are trying to open, and JFrame form instance. Inside this one, what we will check is if that particular form is opened or not. So JFrame dot, in this one, I'm going to give it an existing form is equal to form map. From form map, we are going to get dot get, and to get it by form name. Okay, what I did is first by the form name from this particular form, I got the frame JFrame. If it exists, if existing form is not is equal to null, or existing forms is not equal to is visible, in that case what we will do is we will bring it to front form map form instance, this one form instance. Okay, we made a mistake over here. Form instance. Okay, form instance dot set visible is equal to true. This will bring it to the front. And another thing what we are going to do is we are going to put that forms map dot put form name comma form instance. Next thing else what we will do is we will bring that one to front. So what we are doing over here is first we are going to fetch that particular form from the map. If that existing form, it means that it is not available in that form if its one is null or it is not visible. So if this one is null, then what we will do is we will put this form instance into this particular hash map with the name of it. Another thing is we will make it visible. Next thing, if this one is available and it's not in the front, then what we will do is we will simply call else existing form dot to front. Existing one we are going to bring to the front. Next thing what we are going to do is we are going to write another method which will help us to get the path from the system, like QR codes. For if we move back over here, you can see this, we have QR codes and images. So we need to get that specific path in order to put the image as well as to fetch the image. So for that, I'm going to write another method. So public static, and it is going to return string. So get path. Inside this one, we will pass the path which we need. Like that will be the final path. So if I move back over here, and here you can see this, still this source package, it's the common path. So we will concatenate common path, and whatever the path passed by user, that we will add into that one. So that we are going to do it right. Okay. So final path. Into this one, what we will do is we will simply create a string project path is equal to, we can get the project path by system dot get property, and to this one we will pass the directory. So user.dir. After this, what we will do is we will simply call return project path plus double quotes //src / and whatever path we will pass, final path. Next thing what we have to do is we have to write another method to scale the image and also to get the extension of the particular file with whatever we have uploaded. So public static and string. Why we are writing every method as a static? So that we can create directly, we can call that method directly with the class name. So bdutility.getPath we can call it. Next thing we have is get file extension. Into this one we will pass string file name int last dot index we will get is equal to file name dot last index of, and we'll put dot into this one. Next thing what we will do is, if last dot index is not equal to -1, in that case what we will do is we will simply return file name dot substring last dot index plus 1. And if this is not the case, when it will return a -1? When there is a no dot in that particular name or whatever the string we have passed. In that case, it will return -1. So if this is -1, then it will simply return empty string, or you can return null also. Next thing, another method, that is to scale the image. So public static, this will return buffered image, and we will name it scale image, and this will accept buffered image, that is the original one, and buffered image, that is selected image. Into this one we will get the width is equal to selected image dot get width, int height is equal to selected image dot get height. After this, what we will do is we will create a buffer image object. So buffer image scaled image is equal to new buffered image. Into this one we will pass the width, height, and the original image type. So original image dot get type. Close this one. Next thing what we have to do is we have to simply call scaled image dot create graphics dot draw image. Into this one we have to pass original image dot get scaled image instance, and into this one we will pass width, height, and third thing we will pass image dot scale smooth. After this we will have to pass 0, 0, no. Alt Shift F to format. After this we will simply return this scaled image. Now the task for this one is done. So now we have developed all the methods whichever is required, that is a common method. So let me quickly open this one. And let's quickly set the background image for this particular login form. So let me quickly move back over here, go to source, go on the top, go to this login instance over here. First thing what we will do is we will simply call bd utility alt and space bar and hit enter. If you won't able to do it, in that case you can directly manually type it over here. bd utility dot set image, and into this one I have to pass a form. So this current form I want to pass, and the image path which I want to set is, the folder is images slash, and the image name is login dash background dot jpg. And let me quickly zoom it a bit for you guys. And second thing is we have to pass the width. So I'm going to pass the same width of the form which we have set. So 635 and 506. Set it. Now let's run the application, this form. So here you can see this. Now the image is set into this. Next thing what we have to do is, here you can see this. It's working as expected now. Next thing what we have to do is we have to set the form border. We have seen that in the quick overview that there is a orange color form border also. So let me quickly set that. So this dot get root pane dot set border, and into this one I have to pass border factory dot create create matty border. Into this one we have to pass how much width you need. So 6, 6, 6, 6. And let me remove these all. And the color you want to set. So I'm going to set the orange color. Hit enter. Now quickly start the application. And here you can see this, we got the orange color border also. Next thing, I also want to set the border color with these two text fields. So let me quickly move back over here, right click on this. This is txt, change the name for this one to txt email. Hit enter and change the name for this one to txt password, so that we can uniquely identify while coding that which name belongs to which particular text field. Right click on this, change the value for this one, bt and login. It is automatically set. Next thing, we have to set the border for these two text fields also. Move back to source, and what we will do is we will simply type txt email dot set border, and to this one we have to pass border factory dot create matty border, and again it will be of 1 comma 1 comma 1 comma 1 from every side. Save it. Let me copy this one once again and let me paste it once again. Alt Shift F to format it, and this time this will be txt password. Now let's start the application. And here you can see this, now the border for this one, these two text fields are also set. Okay, and this orange line is actually in the image itself, so you don't have to worry about these all stuff. So we have set the form border, then again the text field border we have set. Now this one is working. Next thing what we have to do is we have to, whenever we click on this, it should open a new form. So let me quickly close this one. What I'm going to do is create another JFrame form. So new JFrame form, and this will be a dashboard. Hit enter and it will create a form. So in this video, we are not going to design this dashboard. We are going to simply open that dashboard whenever we click on login. Let me move back over here and double click on this button so that it will generate a btn login action perform. Into this one, we have to simply code it. First thing what I'm going to do is I have to extract the email ID and password. So email is equal to txt email dot get text dot to string. After this, I have to extract the password is equal to, and this is a password key, so you can't directly extract the password. For that, you have to create a new string object, and into this one you have to pass txt password dot get password. This password is a character array, so that's the reason I'm passing into this. So if I go over here, if I click on this one, and here you can see this, it returns a character array. So whatever you type, each character will be a character array in character array. So we have to convert that into a string in order to compare it. So for now, I'm putting this one over here. So username is btechdays dot equals ignore case. This is the email, and btechdays dot equals ignore case. To this one we will pass the password, and if this one is validated, in that case what we will do is this form will be disposed. It means that this one will be hidden or closed, whatever you can say it. Another thing is we will call utility dot open form, and we will pass which form we want to open. Dashboard dot class dot get simple name. We have to pass the name, and first thing we have to pass the new dashboard object. Save it. If this is not the case, it means that form is already open, or invalid password is there. Invalid password is there. In that case, what we will do is we will simply open J option pane. Select this one dot show message dialog. Into this one we will pass null as a first parameter. Second parameter, whatever message you want to show, that is invalid credentials. Third one is header for that particular message that is invalid. And fourth one is which image or icon you want to show. So J option pane dot error message. Now save it. Now let's quickly test this. Right click on this, run. And I'm going to type btechdays, copy this one and paste this one in this. Click on login and here you can see this form is opened and that previous one is disposed. Another thing which we have to test it, let me quickly comment this one. This will not be disposed and we will try to like create more dashboard, like open multiple dashboard in the login click. So right click on this, click on open and when we click on empty one, here you can see this, we got invalid credentials. So this one is also working as expected. So btechdays and click on login. Here you can see this one form is open. If I click on this once again, it's bringing that one to front, but not opening any another form. Here you can see this. We have only one form. If I go over here and hover this, you can see only one form is there. Here you can see this. It's in the background now. Let me move it to the front. It's in the background now. If I click on this, that will be bring to front. So it means this code is also working as expected. Let me comment this, uncomment this one. So now the task for this one is done. Next thing what we have to do is we have to create database related stuff. That is first to create the connection with the database, create the database itself. The thing is we have to create all the tables. So for that, go over here to the DAO and first thing, right click on this, click on new and create a Java class. And into this one, I'm going to create connection provider class and hit enter. This will create a connection provider class. Into this one, I'm going to declare the variables which are required and which we don't need to change frequently. So that will be private, static, final, string, and it will be db underscore name. Okay. Next thing we have is private, static, final, string, and this is db underscore URL. Let me quickly copy this one 2 more times. This will be db username. This will be db password. You can give any name as per your choice. For my database, the username is root and the password is 123456. This is for my local database. And the database name I'm going to give it attendance JFrame DB. Save it. Next thing for the URL, what we have to do is we have to pass jdbc colon mysql colon / localhost 3306. So my MySQL is running 3306. So I've defined the property and we will reuse in the current project. Okay. Let me write down the methods. So the first method into this one will be to check that if our database actually exists or not. Okay, so let me type it. So private, static, boolean, data, base exists. Into this one, we will create a connection object. We will accept one connection object. Connection, con, another thing is string db name. And this will throws exception. So hover over this and import this one, Sun JDI connection, SPI connection. Okay. Next thing what we have to do is inside this one, we have to create the statement. Statement stmt is equal to con dot create con dot this one is, I guess, wrongly imported. So this one is being imported from wrong place. So com.mysql.statement. This one is java.sql.statement. In the same way, we have to import java.sql.connection. Now con.create statement. Now statement is created. Simply return stmt.execute query. And what query we have to execute? To this one we have to simply call. This is basically to check for the database, if database exists or not. So we will simply call this show databases like single double plus db name plus double quotes single quotes dot next. This is going to return a rs object, result set object, and I'm calling next on that, so it will return the first value. Okay, next thing what we are going to do is we are going to write another method to create the database. So private static boolean, so this one will be void, it will not return anything. Create database connection con comma string db name, and this will also throws exception. And into this one we will again create a statement object, statement stmt is equal to con.create statement stmt dot execute update, and into this one we will simply write create database plus data db name. After executing this, we will simply type print in the console that database single quotes double quotes plus db name plus created successfully. Why we are doing this? So that we don't have to go and manually execute any query into the database. It will automatically create a database and all the tables from here on. Okay, so now the database creation is done. Next thing what we have to do is we have to write one method to get the connection. So public static, and it will return a connection object. So connection get con. In this one, we will put all the code into the try catch block. Exception ex, and simply print everything. So ex.print start trace, and simply return null if anything goes wrong. Next thing, inside this one, before we create a connection, we have to call class.forName, and into this one we have to pass com.mysql.cj.jdbc.driver. Next thing, we have to create a connection object. So connection con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. We are not going to, it's not automatically importing, so java.sql.driver manager. Okay. So move back over, get connection. Into this one we have to pass the URL prepare the URL. So db URL plus question mark use SSL is equal to false, and after this we have to pass the username. So db username comma db password. Alt Shift F to format it, minimize this one. Next thing what we have to do is we have to check if not database exists. We have to pass the connection for the database. We have to check for the DB name. If this doesn't exist, then we will call create database and we will pass the connection and pass the DB name. After this, what we will do is we will pass create a connection object. So connection driver manager con is equal to driver manager dot get connection. Now over here we had made connection directly with the database URL, that is this one, so that we can check for the database. Now we are creating another connection object with the particular database. So db URL plus db name. Okay, we have to put one slash over here, else we will get the exception. So db URL plus after this URL we have a slash, then this name will be concatenated over here. Okay, after this plus double quotes question mark use SSL is equal to false. After this we have to pass the db username comma db password. Save it and simply return the connection object. Control Alt F. Now right click on this the file and let's check. Okay, this one doesn't have any main method. This will automatically be executed whenever we call this getCon. So we're going to create one. Another class for this particular stuff. Let me quickly open and move back over here. Right click on this, click on this one, Java class. I'm going to give it a name, tables. So all the tables related to stuff will be created over here. So let me show you how exactly this one is created. Here you can see this. In the parallel of connection provider, we have created the tables. Okay, so whenever we call the collection get connection object, it will automatically create the database for the first time. So okay, so first thing, I'm going to write another method over here. So to check if that particular table exists or not. So private static boolean table exists. Into this one we will pass this statement st comma string table name, and this will throws exception like this. Hover over this one, Alt and enter, and we have to again import from java.sql.statement, save it, and over here we will check result set is equal to st.execute query, and to this one we will pass the query. So show tables like first plus plus double quotes single quotes, close it, and inside this one we will pass table name. Format this one and simply return result set dot next. Click on this one. Okay, this one is not being imported, so we will import it manually. So import java.sql.result set, save it. Next thing what we have to do is we have to write one main method inside this one. So public static void main, and this will accept a string args and save it. Inside this one, what we will do is we will create one connection. Connection con is equal to null, statement st is equal to null, import java.sql.connection. Save it. Now error is gone. Try and make some space. In the catch block, we'll print exception ex, and also we will have finally block. Finally block is basically to close the connection. Okay. So if anything goes wrong, then what we will do is we will simply open JOption pane dot show messages dialog. To this one we will pass null comma exception object. Okay. Inside this one, first thing what we will do is we will get the connection object. So con is equal to connection provider okay. So I have named this one wrong. So right click on this, refactor this one, rename. Refactor it. Okay. Connection provider dot get con, and whenever we call it, as you know that whenever we call it, it will internally check for the database name. If that doesn't exist, it will create a database. So right click on this, run the file, and now we will see here you can see this database attendance JFrame VD created successfully. Let me open my database. Use, here you can see this database change, show tables. There is no table in this one for now. If I run it once again, there is no output. It means that database already exists. In that case, it will not be executed. It will return the connection object directly. Okay. Now, this one is working fine. Database is created. Next thing what we have to do is we have to create the statement. So con.create statement, and we have to create different tables. So if not table exist, and to this one we will pass the statement and the table name. So we have to create two tables, that is, one is user details, like this one. Another one is, let me quickly copy this one. Another one is user attendance. Save it. And after everything is done, what we will do is we will simply call JOption pane dot show messages dialog, and to this one we will pass null and tables checked / created successfully. Now save it. And in the finally block, what we have to do is we have to close that. So try con, we have to check if con is not equal to null, then what we will do is con.close. If st is not equal to null, then what we will do is st.close. And if anything goes on in this one, then we will simply consume it. Okay, or you can print it also, ex.print start price. Next thing what we have to do is we have to write the query inside this one to create the table. So let me quickly write it. So st.execute update, and to this one we will write the query to create the table. So create table name, user details. So this name needs to be same over here, user details, and into this one we will put this ID of type int, and this is auto underscore increment, and this is primary key, comma, another column is name, this is varchar of type 255, and this is not null. Another one is after name we have gender, that is varchar of 50, not null. After this we have email, varchar 255, not null. Contact, varchar 20, not null. After this we have address, varchar, it could be larger, so we will have it 500, not null, or we can keep it null also, as per your choice. After this address we have state, varchar 100. After this we have country, $100. After this we have unique registration ID, that is also varchar type, 100, not null. And after this we have image name, varchar of type 100. Control Alt format this one. You have to type exactly same as this one. Now this one is executed. Right now we know that this table doesn't exist. So let me quickly run this application and let's test what will happen. So here you can see this table is checked and created successfully. Let's quickly check in the database if this table is actually created or not. Show tables, and here you can see this, we have user details. So DESC user details, and here you can see this, we have ID, name, gender, email, contact, address, state, country, unique registration ID, image, name. Column name needs to be same in this format. Okay. If you make changes in this, then later while coding you will face issues. Next thing what we have is we have to create another table. So st.execute update. Into this one we will pass create table, and the table name is user attendance. So let me copy this one and paste it over here. And to this one we have to create user ID of type int, not null. After this we have date, and format is date, not null. After this we have check-in, and this is of date, time, comma checkout, date, time. After this we have workout duration, work duration, and this is of varchar of type 100. close this one, Control Alt Shift F to format. Right click on this and click on Run File. And here you can see this table checked and created successfully. So move back over here, show tables, and here we have two tables, user attendance. So DESC, user attendance, and hit enter. And here you can see this one is also created. Okay. If I move back, open this one, go to login, right click on this, and here you can see this. The login page is here and the database created, all the database related configuration has been done. We have created all the utility methods, whatever are required. So that's it for this video, guys. Just like, subscribe, and share with your friends. In the next video, we're going to design the dashboard and we'll start with the user registration.